Today we're going to do constructing a square given the perimeter. So first thing we want to do in constructing a square is to draw a starter line. Anytime you want to do a geometric shape, you need a starter line. Leave yourself some space both above and below the line so that you can do work. We're going to plot A prime, and then we need to duplicate line AB. So remember, when you're duplicating a line, you center your compass on A, measure the compass until you find a hole that lines up with B, sometimes you have to do a little sliding here. Okay, so it's still centered on A, it's now on B. So I'm going to keep my pencil here where it's at and just sort of slide my compass down and center it on A prime. And I didn't forget what hole it's in because I kept my pencil lined up there. And I draw an arc. We'll label this B prime. And then to create a square, we need 4 equal parts. So we're going to bisect the line segment by doing a perpendicular bisector. So I'm going to pick a hole that's going to get me more than halfway across the line here. Make sure my arc's long enough here so that it will cross. So don't forget what hole you're using because you need to use that on B prime as well. So again, I kept my pencil in that hole. And here we are. Draw another arc. We're going to make a perpendicular line using the straight edge part of our safety compass here. And then to make it less confusing, I'm going to go ahead and erase part of my construction there, just to get less lines. So I'm going to erase just part of the curve here. And here. Otherwise we get too many lines and it makes it difficult to see what we're doing. Alright. Now that I've bisected this, I'm going to bisect each half in half. So again, I'm going to center my compass on A. I'm going to draw an arc. Whatever I use to draw the arc, I need to remember and use it for the center over here. So I use the very first one there. Make sure I'm centered on this. Draw my arc. And draw my perpendicular line. And this breaks this up into 3 parts, 2 of which are equal now. And I got to do the same construction between B and the midpoint. You don't have to use the same hole that you used on the last construction, but whatever you used on B, you do need to use on this middle as well. And then we're going to draw a perpendicular line again. So now our whole entire line is sliced into 3 equal parts, or 4 equal parts. And I'm going to get rid of some of this excess line again, just to make it a little less confusing when I go to do the next construction here, or next step in the construction. So if you look at this, we've got one side, we've got the bottom, and we've got this second side. All we need now is the top. So to get the top, we're going to center our compass on one of the 2 lines, okay, either the middle line or the left or right. I'm going to make my square over here, so I'm going to do my center line and the left line here. So I'm going to center my compass on the center here. I'm going to find the hole that lines up with the bisecting line. It's looking like it's going to be, there we are. It's going to be this outside hole here. I'm going to draw a little arc, and it crosses here. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to, with the middle line here, I'm going to center my compass and find the line that lines up with it. Draw a little arc here. And then we're going to connect the two. And voila, you got yourself a square. And again, if you wanted to erase the construction lines in here just to help you see, you could, but you got a square with all four sides of equal length.